Let's get started with part 1 of Lab 6. So in this lab, part of the lab, we're first going to be looking at stream discharge. And you're going to be looking at two different streams. One is 3 feet deep, 6 feet wide. One is 6 feet deep, 3 feet wide. And one is 3 feet deep and 3 feet wide. And you're going to fill in this table here with the width, the depth, the area, and then you're going to calculate the discharge. So let's do that first for stream A. It has a width of 3 feet, has a width of 6 feet, has a depth of 3 feet. And then to get the area, we would just multiply 3 times 6, which is 18. And now it would be square feet. So now we have 18 square feet, and we know that the velocity, you're given the velocity of 5 feet per second. So if we just multiply 18 times 5, we get 90, and that is the discharge. And one of the things it asks you here is what units the discharge are in. So we multiplied feet squared times feet per second. So we should get 3 feet on top, or cubic feet on top, and then seconds on the bottom. So you can fill that in here, but you also want to make sure you answer that question for number 4 here. Another thing it tells us is that all the discharges here are the same. So in other words, these three kind of cross-sectional areas are close as we move along the stream. So the same amount of water per unit time going through this part is the same amount of water going through per unit time through this part, the same amount of water per unit time going through this part. So once you get that first 90, we can fill that in for all of these. And then as you calculate the areas here from multiplying the width times the depth, you're going to get an area. And now instead of multiplying the area by the velocity, you're going to use the discharge in order to find the velocity. So these will be the last two cells you fill in. These ones here we'll just do just the way we just did it, and these ones here you'll have to use the discharge and the area that you calculated in order to calculate the velocity.